Welcome to the Metro Plus show. This time again, three fantastic stories from your favorite Hindu Metro Plus supplement. Now this time we went to an art store. We went and found out the memories of someone who was rich and famous, and we found out about one very interesting initiative. The first trip that the Metro Plus team took this year was to Ashwita Bistro. Now wait, you would have heard of Ashwita Cafe. That is pretty famous in Mylapore. You would have not heard of a bistro. That too a bistro which dabbles a lot into art forms. Now you're confused, aren't you? I'm talking about the new Ashwita Bistro, which opened 2 weeks back in Alwarpet. Taking its name from its parent organization, which was a cafe, Ashwita Bistro not only gives multi-cuisine food, but also gives you art from various parts of the country. The moment you enter this cafe, you are instantly hit by bursts of color and beautifully designed interiors, courtesy of Ashwin.
Ashwita started about 8 years ago on Radhakrishnan Salai, and we started off as a complete center for both food and art, and we've had an art gallery, we've had a fine dining restaurant.
This little cafe, with its affinity for the arts, seems to be setting the trend for the emergence of New York-style cafes, cafes that would function as meeting points for artists, poets, musicians and the like.
எங்கள் ஊர் வந்து ஆந்திரா. நான் ஃபஸ்ட்டு எங்கள் அஸ்விதாவில் ஆக்சுவலாக வந்து எங்கள் ஸ்பெஷலைசேஷன் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் கான்ட்ரா அண்ட் பேண்ட்ரி. எங்கள் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் பார்த்து அஸ்வின் சார் எனக்கு நிறையா பாஸ்தா சொல்லி கொடுத்தாரு. அதனால் நான் திருப்பி இங்கே 2 வருஷமாக வேலை பார்க்குறேன்.
The chefs at Ashwita are from different parts of the country, but are trained by Ashwin individually. But in a locality that is bursting at the seams with cafes and bistros, what is it that sets Ashwita apart from the rest?
எங்கள் மெயின் பிரான்ச் மயிலாப்பூரில் ஒன்று இருக்குது. இதுக்கு டிஃப்ரென்ஸ் என்னென்னா அங்கே வந்து மல்டி குஷன் பிளாட்டர்ஸ் மெனு, அங்கே தந்தூர் அண்ட் சைனீஸாக கிடைக்கும். எங்கே வந்து டிஃப்ரெண்ட்டாக கெஃபே ஷாப்பில் உங்களுக்கு பார்த்தோன்னா பேஸ்ட்ரீஸ், கேக்ஸ் அண்ட் சம் பாஸ்தாஸ், சாண்ட்விச்சஸ், கெஸ்ட்டு லைக் பண்ண மாதிரி. உங்களுக்கு லஞ்ச் வேணும்னா லஞ்ச், டின்னர் வேணும் டின்னர், இல்லை ஸ்நாக்ஸ் டைப்பில் உங்களுக்கு ஜூஸஸ், சாண்ட்விச் எல்லாமே கிடைக்கும்.
The menu has an assortment of cuisines from Thai to Italian, pastas, salads, soups and more. And of course, not to pander to Chennai's sweet tooth would be to shoot oneself in the foot. Ashwin has included a host of sinful desserts and claims each dish to be distinct in its own way.
Guests உங்களுக்கு ஈவினிங் டைம்ஸில் வந்து they don't want the food to eat. They want some sandwiches, snacks and some juices. That's the difference between the Ashwita and this Ashwita Bistro.
Though the menu has its set of staple items and in-house favorites, Ashwin is trying to introduce a certain flexibility to the menu, taking customer feedback into account.
இங்கே நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எல்லா ஹோம்மேட் கேக்ஸ் தான். ஜஸ்ட் லைக் வெண்ணிலா வித் லெமன் ஐஸ்கிரீம், சாக்லேட் கேக், ஃபட்ஜ் கேக்ஸ் எல்லாமே இங்கே கிடைக்கும். சப்போஸ் கெஸ்ட் வந்து ஒரு சாட்டிஸ்ஃபேக்ஷன் மெனுவில் இல்லை டிஷ்ஷஸ் எல்லாமே நாங்கள் போட்டு கொடுக்க போகிறோம். ஜஸ்ட் லைக் ஃப்ரெஞ்ச் ஃப்ரைஸ், கிளப் சாண்ட்விச் எல்லாமே கஸ்டமர் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபேக்ஷன் தான் எங்களுக்கு முக்கியம்.
As much as this bistro prides itself on its international appeal with exotic Thai curries and rich Italian sauces, there is also a shelf dedicated only to homemade preparations that are trademarks of Tamil Nadu. Avkai pickle bottles, pudina vadam packets and the spicy vadamanga are a few of the many things that make this bistro more than just an eating joint.
Homemade at Ashwita is actually a very interesting concept which is actually initiated by my wife Shruti, who came up with the idea, and this is basically putting together several women, as of now men are invited as well, but people who cook at home and make very homemade products, you know, like pickles and jams and jellies, and we have some cheeses, chocolates. We're actually helping even a self-help group where they make stuff and give it to us. So it's basically providing a retail venue in a restaurant, you know, where people are coming for our recipes and our food, where they can come and try some very independently made, very individualistic kind of products, you know, which have homely feelings to it. So, and we help out these people, by giving them a venue to sell things.
Another thing to look forward to is the film archive. As Mr. Ashwin mentioned, his wife Shruti is a fan of Tamil cinema. That will be really nice to see what she has in the film archive, and definitely an addition to the heritage building where Ashwin Bistro is. Now we take a small break here. On the other side, we come back with someone's memories of Madras and golf.